Welcome students. I hope you all are fine. So we are learning the second lesson, that is nutrition in animals. We are doing revision of all the previous lessons which we have learned in the month of April and May. So in the previous video we discussed about buccal cavity of human beings. In that we have discussed about teeth, the different types of teeth, the structure of teeth, and then I asked you about finding some things related with tooth decay. Okay, so today what we will be doing, these are our today's topics. We will do recap. We will discuss about tooth decay. Then we will discuss the remaining parts of buccal cavity, that is tongue and salivary gland. We will be doing one activity also. Then we will discuss about stomach, small intestine and the large intestine. Okay, so keep focused. So have you searched about tooth decay, the meaning of tooth decay and the reasons of tooth decay? What is mean by tooth decay? Decay word, you know what is mean by decay? Like dead material, they decay. Decaying means decomposing the waste material, organic waste material. Suppose you have eaten a banana and that banana peel you have kept somewhere on the soil. After some days, if you see it becomes dark, black color. Then after again some days, you will not see that banana peel on that place. Where it goes? It is decomposed. Okay, so that process of decomposition is also called as decaying, or we can say damaging. Okay, so tooth decay means damaging of teeth. Damaging of teeth is called as tooth decay. So here I will be showing you picture. Here these are the different types of teeth: incisors, canine, premolars, molars. You can see their structure. One more picture I will show you related to this. Here properly you can see, you can draw these diagrams also by pausing this video. You can draw the diagrams. Okay, how incisor? This is the root of incisor. What we can see? This part. Whatever you can see this much portion. These are premolars, these are molars, and this is inside your gums. This is inside your gum. This portion. This is above the gums. Okay, this portion you can see. So this is about structure we have discussed. These are the types of teeth. Now here this picture, what is it? This is the real picture. Whitish colored teeth, and here there is a black spot, dark black spot. What is it? It is nothing but this molar. This is a molar teeth. It is decaying. How I can say it is decaying? Just by seeing this black portion. This black portion is the indicator of tooth decay. Means what is happening exactly here? Here the tooth is decaying because of what? Because here the cleaning of teeth, proper brushing, proper washing, proper rinsing after having the meal, after having the food, like you eat chocolates, you eat chips and all other things. Then do you rinse your mouth? If yes, it is very good. If no, you should start rinsing your mouth, because if you don't do this, your tooth may start decaying. Okay, this is the starting. After some days, this whole teeth will become blackish, and after some time, there will be loss of this teeth. There will be loss of this permanent teeth. Then once your permanent teeth is lost, no new teeth will be regenerated. Okay, so this is about tooth decay. Here one more picture. This is a good teeth. Here the process of tooth decay is starting. Now why it happens? What is the reason? What is the reason behind tooth decay? The reason is that when food is left over here after having meal, whatever food particles are present on the teeth. That food particles are eaten by bacteria. Now the question is, from where bacteria will come in our mouth? Our mouth is in contact with the environment. Here we go, food you are eating, and through food also microorganisms enter in your mouth. So leftover food, small particles of food which are settled down on the teeth, that food particles are eaten by bacteria. They eat this leftover food on the teeth and they produce acid. And this acid causes tooth decay. And what happens in tooth decay? There is creation of holes. Holes are created. That acid degrades, damages, decomposes your teeth. And then ultimately at the end, whole teeth will be lost. Okay? This is about tooth decay. So let's start the next thing. That is buccal cavities, remaining portion. So we have discussed about teeth. We will be discussing about tongue and salivary glands. Okay, the activity what we are going to do today, it is related with salivary glands. So let me show you the picture of tongue. Here along in buccal cavity, tongue, teeth, salivary glands are there. So this is the tongue. One activity you can do at your home, either with your family members or with your friends. Okay, so what is that activity? You have to take different food materials, say salty, sweet, bitter, and with the help of toothpick, you have to put on another your friend or your family member. Okay, the tongue should be straight. Tell that person to take out the tongue and it should be straight. Then put one food particle, say sweet. Take sweet food particle and keep on different portion. Small sweet particle like sugar crystal. Keep here, keep here, keep here, keep here, keep here, and ask afterward that person whether you, for which region that person has tasted it sweet. Okay, so by you can do for other taste food particles also the same activity. So by that you will come to know our tongue has different regions and these regions are specific for different taste buds we say. So sour taste, salty, this region is for sweet, this region is for salty, this region is again for sour, and this region is for bitter. Okay, so different regions of our tongue, they recognize this, they identify different taste of food material. Okay, so this is about tongue. Tongue also help you to mix the food, whatever food we are eating. Tongue mix saliva with the food by mixing the food with the saliva. So this is about the tongue. Now salivary glands. So salivary glands, they are present in your mouth at different places. What is the function of salivary gland? Salivary gland secretes saliva. Okay, and what saliva do? Saliva converts starch into glucose or complex form of carbohydrate into simple form of carbohydrate. What saliva contains? Saliva contains water and salivary amylase. Salivary amylase. Water plus salivary amylase. Water plus salivary amylase is the composition of saliva. Okay, saliva converts starch means complex carbohydrate into simple carbohydrate. Not all starch is converted into glucose. Some amount of starch is converted into glucose. Okay, so how we can prove it? We have activity for it. That activity we will be doing it right now. So here I am having two test tubes. You can see here in this I have put smashed potato. In one there is saliva, in other there is no saliva. Okay, so both the test tubes are having starch, boiled smashed starch. In one I have added saliva, of whom you forget it, but in one test tube there is saliva, in other test tube there is no saliva. Okay, so we'll be doing this activity. This is the iodine solution. This is iodine solution. Okay, so I have taken iodine solution, then two test tubes. Both the test tube contain potato, one without saliva, one with saliva. Now let's test. Let's do the activity. So I am taking iodine, some drops of iodine I will put in one test tube. I have put iodine drops in one of the test tube. I am shaking it. So there is no any color change as such. Whatever is color of iodine, the same color is here. Okay. So this is the result in front of you. Okay, for one test tube. Now another test tube will take. I will add iodine drops in this test tube. Now see what happens. What is happening? You can see color change. It's not magic. It's a chemical reaction. Okay, it's a chemical reaction between this iodine and starch present in this test tube. Okay, so iodine is reacting with the starch and giving blue-black color. In last lesson also I told you about this reaction. This is the practical proof. Starch react with iodine. Iodine color is here. You can see different color, reddish color. But here you can see which color? Blue-black color. Right? How this blue-black color occurs? This blue-black color occurs because of reaction of iodine with the starch. Now here there is no color change. Here also here also potato and here also potato. But here there is blue-black color, here it's no. Means here there is saliva. Saliva is added. Okay, saliva is there in this test tube. Saliva converted starch present in the potato into simple form of carbohydrate. So no starch is remaining here. Why? Because here saliva is added. Saliva acted on the starch and converted that starch into simple form of carbohydrate. Here no saliva, starch is as it is. So starch is there and starch is reacted with the iodine. Okay, so this is the test which we have conducted, the action of saliva and the role of salivary gland. Okay, related with this one very important practice in your life you should follow. What is that practice? Why it is said that we should chew the food for 32 times? It's due to 32 teeth we are having or what? No. We should chew the food properly for longer time. Why? Because it will give time for saliva to act on the starch. Properly saliva will be mixed with the starch and there won't be any problem of stomachache and all other digestive problems. So that's why focus whenever you are eating the food, focus on the food, what you are eating, properly chew it and give proper time for chewing. Okay, so this is about the buccal cavity. Now we go to the next portion, that is stomach. Here one more thing I want to show before we start stomach. What is this? Do you know? This is dental floss, a thread which cleans your teeth. The space between two teeth is cleaned by this dental floss. Okay, tooth decay, you know the reason behind tooth decay. So how you can prevent tooth decay? By properly brushing it 2 times, brushing in a day. using dental floss and properly rinsing your mouth after having the food. Okay. So now next we'll start with stomach. So before starting with stomach, we'll little bit see about esophagus. We'll start stomach after studying about esophagus. This is esophagus, another word, food pipe, right? So here in the esophagus, this is the food. That food, what is the role of esophagus? Esophagus will not digest the food. Okay, esophagus will only pass the food from mouth to stomach. That is the only role of esophagus. Esophagus is also called as food pipe. Okay, so food from mouth, after chewing and after adding saliva and all, food will pass to the esophagus, and through esophagus it will go to the stomach by wave-like manner. It will move in a wave-like manner. That wave-like movement is called as peristalsis. It's not peristyle, it's peristalsis. The word is peristalsis. So here you can see this portion becomes wide. This is narrow portion. So food will pass from here to here. So the esophagus moves like a wave, like a sea waves. Okay, then food comes to the stomach. Fine. So this is about esophagus. Here you can see how it is contracting and relaxing. Relaxation and contraction of esophagus muscles. Okay, so let's start about stomach. You can see the picture. Read the names. I hope you have read. You can draw also. So here is esophagus. Esophagus ends here in the stomach. It's called this place where esophagus and stomach meet. It's called as esophagus sphincter. Sphincter is like a tap. At home, when we open the tap, water comes. When we close, water flow stop. So here, this portion also closes and opens. It's like this movement: close, open, close. Here also there is one sphincter. Sphincter is like a gate, entry gate. It closes, it opens. So stomach at the top can close and can open. At the bottom, where it meets, here it meets to small intestine. Here it is meeting with esophagus. So stomach, when food comes into the stomach, when food is coming from esophagus, this portion opens. Food will come here. Food will remain for some hours, say 2 to 3 hours. After 2 to 3 hours, food will go to small intestine. Till the time, what happens in the stomach? Stomach secretes gastric juices. 3 kinds of gastric juices. One is mucus, another is hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid. If that same hydrochloric acid if falls on our skin will burn. But same hydrochloric acid is secreted in your stomach. And when that acid comes, sometimes it comes up into the esophagus, we feel burning sensation in our chest, and that we call as a acidity. If HCl, if the amount of hydrochloric acid secretion is more in stomach, then we call that problem as acidity. Okay, but it is required, HCl is required, hydrochloric acid is required. So hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus, these are the 3 important juices secreted by stomach. Mucus is slimy material like a glue, it covers the stomach. Now the question I am saying you, if HCl falls on your skin, it will burn. But same HCl is secreted in your stomach. So why your stomach is not burning? The answer is stomach is also secreting mucus, and that mucus covers the stomach and it protects stomach, the inner lining of stomach, from HCl. Now why HCl is produced? HCl is produced to kill the bacteria, to kill the microorganisms. We are eating food, in that food lots of microorganisms are there. So that microorganism should be killed. So killing of that microorganism is done by hydrochloric acid. One more role of HCl is there. That role is HCl help pepsin. I told you 3 juices: mucus, hydrochloric acid, pepsin. HCl kills the microorganism, mucus protect the stomach lining from HCl, and this HCl help pepsin. This HCl helps pepsin to perform its role. What is the role of pepsin? Pepsin digests proteins. Okay, the role of pepsin is to digest the protein. So this is about the stomach. After 2 to 3 hours, food will go to the small intestine. About small intestine and about large intestine, we will discuss in our next video. Till the time, you can learn some things, some facts about small intestine and large intestine. Thank you.